Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another Arket and other stories and COS favorite finds. I did this video last month, and I've also done something similar to this in the past, and they usually do quite well, so I figured I'd do it again, maybe turn it into a reoccurring segment if it's something that we enjoy. I do a lot of shopping in these stores myself. Quite simply, I can usually depend on the quality to be reasonably high and also the things to be made from pretty decent materials, which means that whatever I get, I can usually get some pretty decent amount of wear out of it and have it in my wardrobe for a very long time. And also the pricing is relatively affordable, at least for me, and also it's pretty accessible, at least, you know, I can get it where I live and they have a lot of good things and good designs available. So I did my rounds of scouting around as I usually do, went into the stores, picked out my favorites, tried things on, took some pictures, and I'm gonna give a bit of details on each individual thing that I tried. And everything is of course linked in the description below. And without further ado, we are just gonna start in another stories. So usually I go in with like a base layer outfit, but I found one in another stories that sort of took over the one that I had because I thought the items were so nice. And one thing is this pair of jeans, which are similar to another pair of jeans that I also have from another stories, which I get quite a bit of wear out of. These are a high waist with a wide leg, and I just personally find them really flattering. You can always find my sizing up on my website, but just for reference, I'm wearing a size 31 here, where usually I would opt for a 30. So I do think if you're in between sizes, I would maybe a size up. There are no stretch in these jeans, and usually from my point of view, the jeans from another story seem to wash pretty well, so they don't like get dull or lose their color or anything like that. And then I tried them on with this top that sort of intrigued me, and I think it can best be described to being akin to these like racerback tops that most stores make. And then obviously it has this twist detail to it with this asymmetric one sleeve type thing. And also I thought the back was really cute. So this is like a cotton top. It has a bit of stretch to it. It has a little bit of a rip to it as well. So just overall like a basic top with a bit of like an elevated look. And I am quite busty, but I still like to go for braless whenever I can. So in this top I'm wearing an S. If you're in between sizes, I would definitely size down on this. But yeah, this entire look actually, also with the boots that I have, and then like imagining like with a black blazer of the ones that I already have at home, I think this is definitely a really nice look on its own. And like I said, I'm not wearing a bra, but think it looks pretty good in this top. Then I went to try on a denim jacket. I'm definitely a denim person. I love quite a bit of denim, and also here like the double denim. Not that I would have to wear it like this, but it doesn't really bother me. But what I like about this jacket is that even though, you know, all of the classic denim pieces are back, this does have like quite a bit of a twist to it. And I also don't think it's like a giveaway that it's just something from like another stories. Like this could be any high-end design. Then I have a trench coat already within my wardrobe, and I'm not really on the lookout for another trench coat, but I still thought I'd try this on and show you. This is a cotton trench coat. It does have a little bit of polyester, but what I really liked about it is that it's really light. I don't know if it's actually waterproof, but it would seem to me like it is with the way that it's treated. Even though it's fully lined, again, like it is a very light jacket, so this is definitely something that's like really like spring appropriate. It has this sort of like crinkle effect that I know that a lot of people like. So it's not like, you know, it's creasing, it's just, yeah, like I said, crinkle. So if you're looking for like a spring or like a light jacket, this is definitely a really good pick. Like for example, the trench coat that I have is a little bit more on like the fall appropriate side. I think it also caught my eye because a lot of trench coats are more on like a honey type color, where this one is really cool toned. So if you're someone like me with a cool toned wardrobe, again, this is just probably fit in better. Then I tried on a pink blazer, but I already have a hot pink blazer from another stories myself that I'm really happy with, so I'm more just trying it on to like suss out what's available in stores right now. And I went to go have a look on their website, and this blazer is also available in two other colors. I believe one was black and the other one is this really nice gray. Now this is actually made of a really nice cut of materials, but it does have a little bit of polyester in it. But the one I have in hot pink has the same, and I also have a winter coat from another stories which also does have like about, I think it's like 20% of polyester, and I got gotta say it just really doesn't bother me with pieces from here. So if you are on the like spring jacket lookout and a blazer is something that you would be interested in, at least for me, it's definitely something that I often use as a jacket, you know, when we're out of the winter months. And I just tried the pink on here. It has a really nice, lovely structure to it. I'm usually a pretty decently a size 38 on top, and here a 38 is exactly what I opted for. And yeah, it's pretty true to size. It's a really high quality blazer, even if you're not opting for the pink one, which I would say is actually a little bit more appropriate for a warm toned wardrobe. This pink, I think if you're cool toned, I would skip on this one, but obviously the other two colors is suitable for most wardrobes. And then I picked out this really fun top which caught my eye, and it's kind of funny because I feel like if I were in Copenhagen, this would be something that would like go immediately. Like, this is a very Copenhagen-esque top. Here in Zurich, maybe not as much, but it didn't stop me from being kind of like intrigued by it. So this is made from polyester, but it's also like a sheer mesh thing. I think it's hard to find something. I mean, this piece is just meant to be made from polyester is what I'm saying. It's quite basic. It's also a type of shape that I would usually go for, which is just like a pretty standard tight-fitted crew neck thing on top. And yeah, the kind of sheerness to it is kind of nice, and it's honestly also something that I could see myself getting, but there are just so many things on this list I think I would get before this. But if you like this look but it's a little bit too much, then they also have one available in black on the website, which has like a flower design instead, which I also just thought was really sophisticated. Like, see again, jeans with boots and then the black version, and then with like a black blazer on top is definitely something that I would have worn. And a piece like this being polyester, because it is so like breathable in terms of, you know, it's very sheer, it's not really gonna matter. And then we come to one of my favorite items slash looks of my entire trip, I think, and part of it is this linen vest. 100% linen. I believe there actually has a bit of a lining which is cotton, but you know, same. It is this beautiful Odie beige color with this like really wonderful texture. I mean, I'm quite busty, so you can see that I'm getting squished into it, but just wearing it in the fitting room, actually it would give a little bit already, so it would look better just in a couple of minutes. But yeah, I'm a little bit squished in there, but also usually there's not that much extra space made in the chest area in vests like this, or waistcoat is actually what I think it's called. But anyway, I could have also sized up here, but honestly it didn't really bother me. And then the next part to this is that this is part of like a set, so it comes with a matching blazer as well. And as you can see on the pictures here, I'm still trying things on with the jeans, which I think already in and of itself it's such a good look with like your favorite jewelry, your favorite like hairstyle. I don't know, I just think this was a really good look. And still we are in a full natural fiber territory, except from the fact that the linings within the sleeves on the blazer does have a little bit of polyester in them, but again, I don't think it's something that's really gonna matter. But I tried this on, so this is definitely something that's like very lightweight. You know, sometimes when you have a linen blazer, it's almost made so like thickly that it's almost not even really like a summer or spring appropriate piece, where this one definitely is. It was very light and it is linen, but from what I can tell in terms of like, you know, other certain linen pieces that I have, this is not as prone to crinkling. And then moving on to the last piece of this set for now, it actually also comes with trousers. These are wide-legged and they are completely opaque. They were, on me at least, like a very good fit, but I did have to size up one entire size, so I just keep that in mind. I also have quite a bit of hips and then a narrower waist. Just want to throw that in there, but like, yes, these pants are definitely really nice, and you can tell that they're just like really well made as well. Like, they definitely have like a certain pattern or structure to them, and then they're sort of, yeah, they're just well made within that pattern. And I'm mentioning that because 2 summers ago I bought 2 pairs of linen pants, which are a little bit similar to these from H&M, and I have gotten some joy out of them. But the best way I can say it is that they tend to really like lose their shape. So even though they're cut into this like suit pants shape, they do not hold that shape very well, where usually for and other stores and similar, that's not the case. They usually will hold up amazingly well in their shape, and you could just tell that these were exactly it. Yeah, I definitely really liked the these ones. Then I tried on this crop top, and I really gotta start bringing some nipple covers with me when I do this, but we're just gonna have to deal for this video. So tried on this crop top, which has like quite a bit of structure to it. Again, obviously I'm not wearing a bra. It comes in black, and then it comes in this like very nice ivory white. I tend to walk a circle around like ivory white just because I have such a cool toned like wardrobe and skin that it usually washes me out, but obviously there are a lot of you watching which for you that's not the case. And this is like a really nice top where, like, you know, a lot of the basics you can get, they look quite casual, where this, because of the structure, just in my opinion, looks a little bit more elevated or like elegant. Then I tried on a couple of dresses, and these are actually similar to the one that I talked about from Arket in the last video. They have one very similar to this one in red right now, and that one is made from 100% silk. These ones are not. I tried it on in pink, and then I also tried it on in yellow. Again, this is not made from silk, which makes it more affordable. It's made from acetate. I actually don't know how to pronounce it exactly in English, and then viscose. And in my last video, I talked about how I usually don't like to get pieces that imitate silk but aren't, but I was specifically talking about things from fast fashion in that video, because I do agree, like someone pointed out in the last video, that sometimes other materials than silk can create like a heavier feel, and it can drape differently. And most certainly agree, for example, with this dress versus the red one from Arket, which is just silk. It just looks different, and I think if you are someone, for example, like just with a bit of curves, you know, silk will a lot of the time just to show off absolutely everything, where the pieces made from, for example, acetate and viscose and that are a little bit heavier, they are usually more forgiving. So I don't really like this type of top on me personally, so I am skipping on these dresses, but just wanted to show them off and give you an opportunity to see like how they behave. Then I also tried on these linen shorts. I'm definitely not really on the market for linen shorts. I tend to wear skirts and dresses for the most part in the warmer seasons, but just wanted to show these off anyway, because I know, you know, linen shorts are pretty common within other people's wardrobes, and these are indeed like a really good and nice fit. And also, again, they are completely opaque, which is not always the case from linen pieces, and still they're not like super thick, super thin, like right in the middle. And again, here I would size up one full size if you plan on getting them, just like with the linen pants. And also really quickly, here I am wearing this like basic razorback type top from & Other Stories, and I wanted to get one just so that I can document the wear, because I have gotten stuff like this from H&M and also Zara, in fact, in the past, and you know, you want to pay so little for them because they're so basic, and at least for me, I tend to not really wear them a lot, but it's not even worth what you're saving because they just hold up so not well, where usually when you just step up to COS & Other Stories and Arket, for example, they do a lot better. So I tried these on, but I figured I'd do a completely different video talking about like nicer quality basics, and you know, do something similar to this but with all the basics, but I think we're gonna skip it for now, otherwise we are just gonna be here forever. But I am linking to this one in white, and also it comes in this lovely brown down below. And even though all the summery pieces are slowly starting to be available in stores, you know, it is spring and it still comes with a lot of cold days. So I did also try on this sweater, just wanted to show it off really quickly. Actually, I was on my way out when I found it hanging because someone else had tried it on, and I wanted to mention it because it's only half wool and then it is half cotton. So it has a little bit more like structure to it, and yes, it's warm, but it doesn't have this like fuzzy effect or quality to it that wool will just have. So it is a lot more structured. It has this like 3D knit effect, which again is just really nice, and I just want to show it off really quickly. I'm wearing an XS here, which that was just because that was what was available in the moment, but I should have gone up to an S. But yes, this nice type of sweater. I also just really like the color, even though it does also come in some other designs which are also currently online, like for example like a white or like ivory and black striped design, which I think is really nice, especially when it has this bit more like structure to it. Then the stripes also look more structured, and yeah, I know that's a popular piece within many people's wardrobe. Then I don't know if this technically counts as a basic, but just wanted to show it off off really quickly. In theory, it is a bodysuit and it's made from modal, which is one of my personal favorite textiles. I think it's just so comfortable. And again, here I'm wearing an S, and I'm actually wearing a bra this time in this because I had already put my bra on when I found it, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just try it on like this so you can also see that you can wear a bra in this and not have it be seen. But just wanted to show it off really quickly because it is a really nice piece for going out. If you're someone who likes to wear something a little bit more basic a lot of the time, which I definitely am, it's just very flattering. Obviously it has a little bit of like it's showing a bit off, but I don't think it's in a bad way at all. So that was everything that I found in those stories that I was excited about this time around. So we're moving on to the things that I found within COS. There's a bit less, but nonetheless some really great pieces as well. And the first thing I tried on was this, again, waistcoat or vest, depending on how you say it. And again, I tend to go for crisp white, and this one definitely is a bit more of like an ivory white. I will say it's not quite yellow, it just has a bit of like a warm tint to it. But what I really like about it is that it has this like boucle effect. Actually, I don't know how to say it or exactly what to mention it, but you can see the texture up close as I am sharing it. It's also like a texture that has become really popular for furniture. Like, it's definitely just a texture that's really in at the moment. And this piece definitely has a bit of its own structure. So it doesn't, for example, follow your bodily lines as much as, for example, the linen piece from Another Stories did, but it's definitely not in like a bad way. It just, again, yeah, has a bit more structure to it, which I also think makes it look really expensive. But because this is what is intended for this type of waistcoat, like you can just sense that that's how it's meant to act. I actually went with my bigger size compared to like what I would usually do. And then here I'm wearing my light jeans from Another Stories that I talked about previously, and yeah, it's just a really good look. Honestly, for spring, this is going to be really cute. This does have a little bit of synthetics in it, but it's mostly cotton. And I think it's probably not so bad because I went to have a look on the website, and because I wasn't sure about this fabric, but you can indeed wash it by the machine. So it might also have something to do with that, like the choice of fabric. So I thought that was at least pretty nice. And then I tried on something that could probably be categorized as a basic piece, but now that we're entering spring, I wanted to show it off anyway, and it is this linen shirt in a crisp white. I tried it on, and this is definitely just really good quality. You can just tell. I have a range of different qualities of linen pieces and shirts within my own wardrobe, and there really just are a difference to the quality, but it really also depends on like what you're doing with your linen pieces, because you can get some extremely affordable linen shirts from H&M, and I have some of them myself. But also, living here in Zurich in the summer, my life consists of going to the lake every single day, which means that I get a lot of like water and sunscreen around and like on my things. And also, you know, I'll put my shirt back on when I'm still like wet and I'm in a bikini and it gets all crinkled and I don't want to like be bothered with it. Then getting something that's nice, it doesn't really make sense for that, because if I wear it that way, I'm still gonna make it all messed up. So I actually right now don't have any nice pieces because, again, this is how I usually use them, but I am considering getting like a nicer linen piece for spring and summer this time around that I will sort of like limit to only wearing and not living in the same way that I do the pieces that I have now. And this one is quite a bit bigger, for example, than the ones you can get at H&M and Zara, which means that it has a lot more like structure to it. And I know that because I have something similar from Everlane. I have a blue linen shirt from them, and there really just is a difference in the quality. And then of course, like what you prefer is up to you. But yes, this one is definitely like a thicker linen shirt, but not in a way that it doesn't have like any softness to it, like it definitely does. And then I tried on a linen set from COS as well, actually, and this was probably not my favorite, but I thought I'd just throw it in here really shortly anyway, because, you know, whatever is available on these stores, a lot of us will get it because there aren't many things available at once, or I mean comparably, but you know what I mean. And right now there are a pair of crisp white linen pants available, but I'm trying them on here and they have this like lining for like half the leg, as you can see here, which the outer layer is transparent and then the inner layer makes like part of the leg opaque. I really didn't think it was a flattering look. It came with this like short sleeve shirt as well, which also comes in like a range of different colors, which the short sleeve I'm just not super into, but the shirt in and of itself was like really nice quality. I think the pants would be as well. I think they would also hold their shape pretty well, but I just really did not like the way they showed up on my person, which was not something that you could see online. So I'd probably skip on these. Then I tried on this wonderful dress, which is very like Reformation, Disney princess, equestrian mother like. And I think for me it is too romantic and majestic at the same time. It's not something that would do very well within my wardrobe, but it was extremely well structured, like the way the sleeves were sitting, the way the skirt was sort of like draping and like still keeping its shape. Like it had a lot of like body and volume in the end or towards the bottom, and it was just a really, really lovely piece, so I couldn't help but try it on. And again, I go braless here. It is completely opaque again, even though it is a white, and just stunning, like so beautiful, just not for me. Oh, and actually I do research all of the pieces before I do this, but now I have forgotten if this was made from linen or cotton. It's probably a mix, but I mean, again, it's linked below and you can go have a look in yourself in the details. And then I tried on this cropped jacket. Again, this is a bit of like a warm white, but I don't want to neglect you warm wardrobe people, and this was definitely like a really, really nice jacket. I really like the structure of it. I really like the fabric. On the website it's also called a cargo jacket, and I think that's probably pretty like dead on. Again, really well structured, and for spring it's a really nice piece. But what I like maybe most about it, even though it looks good like this on its own, is that it comes with a skirt which makes it a set, and I definitely someone who really loves a set. I mean, this set is not for me, partly just because of its color on its own, but I definitely think it's just still like really chic. Also depending of course on how you style it for like this spring and this summer. I'm wearing a size L skirt here. I just assumed that that would have been the best fit, but I probably should have sized down to an M in this skirt. So if you're in between sizes, I will get the smaller one. It just wasn't available to try on in store, unfortunately, but both of them have this like really like stiffness to them. But if you move about in the skirt and like sit down and stuff, it doesn't really crease, which I think is really important, because as you go about and like wear your stuff, as you're wearing them, if they still keep like a really nice and like clean and crisp look, it's definitely something that keeps you looking good the entire time. That was everything in COS, and now on to Arket, in which there was even less that I really like this time around, but it just is what it is sometimes. Here we're mostly talking spring jackets. The first thing I tried on was this 100% linen blazer, which doesn't have like a color to it, which I mean, it's not unseen, but I still find it pretty unique. And if you're someone with a very simplified wardrobe who likes the blazer look, but still, I don't know how better to explain it, but like removing the color definitely does something different to the look. And seeing as this is an otherwise very basic linen blazer, I thought I'd just like bring it to your attention, because again, these things really tend to hold up quite well. They tend to have a really nice straight shape and structure to them. And here again, I am in my regular size, so obviously depending on what you're into, you either say size up and down. And I think there's something else to be said for this blazer, which I probably should have said about the first one as well, which is when you go looking for a blazer but to use it as a jacket, I personally really like to go for the ones that are single-breasted. And that's because if you want it to be like part of your outfit, I think there is something to being able to like leave it open and still have it look well put together and structured with your outfit. Because when something is double-breasted and you leave it open, it doesn't really show off the rest of your outfit a lot of the time, and it'll be sort of like quite awkward, like which side is like more exposed of your outfit or not. And with a single-breasted blazer, that's usually not the case. Then I also tried on this beautiful cropped cotton jacket with a zipper to it, and it comes in this navy or in an ivory with small navy stripes. And I just want to show this off because this is a cotton jacket. So usually something like this comes in a wool, and again, it has this more like fuzzy structure to it where the cotton doesn't. It has a lot more, it just has a more like clean aesthetic with this like type of cotton knit. And also, of course, it's not worn in exactly the same way, and this might also be good news for those of you who really can't tolerate wool too close to the skin, because that may not be a bother or a problem in winter or even in fall, but once spring and summer hit, you're likely to be skin to skin with your jackets, and cotton definitely doesn't bother most people. And these jackets are literally 100% cotton, so yeah, they're definitely quite comfortable, not in terms of like the fussiness aspect, but if you're not really into wool, that's the entire point. And I just thought both of them were really, really stylish. Then also, just short and sweet, I did find another denim jacket. I think, obviously this depends on what you're more into. The first jacket that I showed from another stories have a bit more of like a cool girl aesthetic to it, where this one still classic-esque denim jacket, but this one has a more like preppy look to it. You know, this is more like a, can't even remember what the terminology for this type of jacket is, but yes, it just looks a little bit more preppy. It's a different aesthetic, but again, still it allows for this like denim trend and allows for you to participate in it. And also it doesn't have a collar, and the collar is like very crew necky, and it doesn't have that like thick border that a lot of denim jackets often have, which makes it look a lot more delicate as well, which I don't necessarily need for my style, but it's definitely a more clean and soft and delicate look depending on like what your style is. That is everything I enjoyed from the stores this time around. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like so that I know, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!